Hi, this is Alaric here, and I'm here today to tell you of an incredible healing of the memories that I received a few years ago. Um, the memory took me right back into my teenage years when I was at boarding school. I was at boarding school from the age of 9 to 16, and this meant that I was away from home for 9 months of every year. And this was actually the last year when I was 16, my last year at school. And one morning I woke up and I was called to the headmaster's office, and I was very surprised to see my stepfather there and the housemaster, my housemaster. And I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? It was like I felt I'd done something wrong. And anyway, I hadn't done anything wrong, but they told me, my stepfather told me that my mum had had a very serious car crash the night before and was in a very serious condition, in a coma, in hospital, and she had basically stopped breathing for about 7 minutes, and I went through just like a range of emotions. It was like I couldn't cope with the news, really. The news just hit me in the chest. Um, and then after about quarter of an hour, the meeting had finished, my stepfather left, and my housemaster left, and I was left to get on with the rest of my day. And it was just like a normal day. I went to classes and did whatever we did in a normal day. And suddenly, you know, my mum, who was the rock of my life, I didn't know, really whether she was going to die that day or whatever. And just like this emotional overload, I was just numb inside. And I remained numb for many years. And she actually did wake up out of the coma after about 3 months, but had severe brain damage for the rest of her life. So, and she lived another 45 years. So she spent 45 years in hospitals and nursing homes for the rest of her life. She died when she was 93 years old. And this left me as a teenager just really struggling. I failed my exams. Then when I left school, I dropped out, got into the drug scene, became a criminal. I was unable really to live a normal life. I was just unable to cope with the rigors of normal daily life. And also, I didn't really want to see her. And it wasn't because I didn't love her. It's just that she reminded, every time I went to see her, it just reminded me of the pain and reminded me of how dysfunctional I was. And so I didn't really want to see her. And this became a real problem with my stepfather. He went to see her every single day for many, many years till he died, really, pretty much every single day, except when he was away. And so that was a problem too. And right, for years and years and years, I struggled with this. And every time I thought of my mum was this pain inside and this kind of numbness. And I couldn't get in touch with what I was feeling. And so years went by, and I became a believer when I was 19. And God did many, many healings in my life, but this particular area was not healed at all until one day in the 1990s, I went to a meeting, and actually I had a bad back, and there was a call for healing, and said anybody who wants healing in their body, just stand up. So I stood up because I had a pain in my back, and this guy came to pray for my back, and as he was praying, something completely different, surprisingly, happened. This was totally out of the blue. I hadn't been thinking of my mum really at all. Suddenly, I was back in this memory that day. And not only that, but the person praying for me was in the memory too. They were experiencing, they could see everything that was going on. And it was like they were there too. And the guy praying for me invited Jesus to come into the memory as well. And so in the memory, I relived these emotions that I had, and there was more than one. There was the shock of the news. There was the pain, the grief that I could lose my mum and did lose my mum. You know, in effect, she wasn't part of my normal life again. She couldn't really communicate, so she never became part of my normal life again. There was also anger at my stepfather for not letting me see her at the time. There was anger at the housemaster for walking away and not really helping me. There was anger at the headmaster, you know, because he kind of treated this like a formal thing. I mean, he wasn't like nasty, but it was just like, to me, they were so insensitive, and I was raging about that. I was in pain and grief and suffering, and fear of the future. She was my rock, you know, and so all these emotions came, and the guy leading the prayer actually asked Jesus to come into the memory. And out of that encounter with Jesus in the memory, I forgave my stepfather, I forgave the headmaster and my housemaster. I forgave myself for not responding and not seeing my mum. I received peace into my spirit and into my emotions. All the fears just left because he was there. Everything changed because Jesus was in the memory. Jesus was there. That changed everything. And after that event, I just came back into the normal present day, and he prayed a lovely closing prayer for me. And after that, every time I saw my mum, I was free. I was free as her son, without shame, without regret. I mean, yeah, obviously I regretted what had happened, but I was free from the effects and the power of that memory. And from that day to the day that my mum died, things were different. You know, I felt free to pray for her. I felt free. The connection was stronger. Everything was different in my relationship with my mum. And also it released me in my relationship with the Lord as well, because that was a blocking to a level of intimacy as well. So the scripture I've got here is this. Hebrews 13 verse 8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. In other words, Jesus, the grace that comes from Jesus, the love that comes from Jesus, the power, the healing power that comes from Jesus, the kindness that comes from Jesus, the wisdom that comes from Jesus is the same in our past, in our present, and our future. He has been around from before the dawn of time and right through every moment of our lives. So he was there in that memory. He was there, even though I couldn't see him or feel him. Jesus was there, witnessing what had happened. He was there. And all I did was, in that time, I accessed Jesus. He was the same Jesus in that memory as he was the day when I gave my life to him, and he was so real to me. And every other day and every time he's been real to me, so many hundreds of times, He was the same in that memory as he was all the other days. And because of that, the power of that memory, the negative power that that memory had in my life, was brought to closure. I was delivered from it. Can still remember it happened, but the negative emotions and the negative power of that is no longer with me. Isn't that incredible? How amazing is that? So just going to ask Jane now to come and tell you about a really exciting event that's going to come very soon. So Jane.
Hi there. You can stay here, Alaric.
Yeah, I'll
stay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very casual video, just filmed at home.
Yeah.
And I've just shuffled along to be next to Alaric here, just to share about a teaching event that we have coming up this coming Saturday, June the 26th at 7 p.m. British Summer Time. Alaric's going to be teaching about the biblical basis for healing of the memories, and you can learn how to access this healing power of Jesus and bring closure to trauma and emotional pain. So it's a free event, no charge at all. However, we do need you to register, please. So if you want to be there Saturday, June 26th, 7 p.m. British Summer Time, please check out the details and click on the link to register today to make sure you reserve your place. And we look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah. So yeah, I really hope to see you then. It's a powerful teaching. So yeah, so wherever you are in the world, goodbye and God bless and have a great day. Keep praising the Lord. Hope that you're at peace with God. Enjoy in the Lord, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
See you soon. Bye-bye.